Hi guys, what is going on? And welcome to my first video on Hearts of Iron 4. So, for those of you who obviously follow me, a little bit different from what we're normally looking at. Obviously, we are normally in Total War Arena. But I've kind of been wanting to play this for quite a while. I'm quite a sort of an avid player of Hearts of Iron 3, or I was back in the day. And I never got into Hearts of Iron 4, never really played it. For whatever reason, I don't know why, and then obviously more recently we've been so busy with the arena stuff and the little bit of other Total War stuff, I've never really got to play it on the channel. But I thought it'd be kind of cool to do a video on it, see what people think. If you like this sort of stuff, or by the end of the video you think you'd like to see more, do let me know in the comments down below. I don't know if I was thinking about doing like a Let's Play series, or maybe just doing a few sort of one-off standalone episodes where we look at a different battle or an episode, or play as a silly country like Luxembourg or something like that. But yeah, we'll see how we get on. Obviously, I've not played this much, so you're going to have to bear with me trying to get things figured out, basically, compared to Hearts of Iron 3, because things are quite different. It's just basically an extension of the tutorial, which I started as Italy, and I've sort of been getting the hang of things a bit, seeing how things work. I have invaded Yugoslavia and Albania, and this is where we find ourselves, in 1938, preparing for a war with the Greeks. That's my current plan. Obviously, as Germany begins to build itself up and prepare for the invasion of Poland in about a year and a half time. So, let's continue our warmongering and see if we can start to have some success. So, let's get the game rolling. Excuse my coughing, I've still got my lingering cough, which I just can't quite seem to get rid of. So, what have I been doing? Let's go through some of the things I made, not decisions, nothing of which. Research, I got an extra research slot through National Focus, so we've got 5 research slots. Got things researching pretty quickly, getting everything I researched I pretty much want to. I'm pretty happy with that. Trade, we're having to trade for some things. Obviously, Italy itself produces no oil. I know there's a focus tech tree that allows me to go down to oil, but for now I'm just trading my civilian factories for it, so I'm happy to do that. Construction, obviously, we're just continuing now, working on building mostly our military factories, although I am working on building some synthetic refineries to try and cut down on the amount of oil I'm importing. Production. We are producing an absolute ton of infantry equipment, because I think it's something that's probably going to be needed. Support equipment, artillery, the odd bit of close air support, sort of aircraft and stuff, which can be used obviously in ground assaults. It's obviously pretty useful. Obviously we're just putting destroyers out nice and quickly. I'm not too sure where they're even going, to be honest. Are they all just being deployed down here? Probably. Does it tell me where they're deployed? Deployed target base in Calibra. I think they're coming down here because there's just an absolute ton of destroyers. So I think they're getting deployed down there. What else am I producing? Yeah, a lot of my focus is going into fighter aircraft. If it's gone, my C-200 Saetas, I'm using loads of them, 2.6 a day. You know, trying to get plenty stocked up, because I fear that that is going to be the winning thing. Losing the air war means you just get the crap bombed out of you by the enemies, particularly if I end up going more to Britain or something with a good strategic air force, and I want to be able to defend myself. Also producing some light tanks, stuff like that, and a couple of other planes, and other bits and bobs. So, I'm also recruiting some divisions. I really don't... This is kind of one of the things I find is hard to learn, is... Like, I'm producing 3 infantry divisions and 1 armoured division, like in parallel, continuously producing them. But I have no idea if that's, like, nothing at all and I should be producing loads more, or if that's too much. I don't really know how you're supposed to know, so I'm just guessing that 4 seemed a reasonable amount. I seem to have to supply that much equipment pretty easily, so it seemed fine. And they're all going to get deployed on the Greek front. I do really like, compared to Hearts of Iron 3, I am a massive fan of how the lines deploy. You know, how I can set a front line and they auto-array themselves along the line, look, and, you know, I can set an offensive goal. I really like the way that works. Which actually, since we're here, we might as well do. So obviously this is Italy. The offensive line, if I can find the right button, that one. It's obviously just going to be Athens, really, isn't it? That's where we want to go for. To try and conquer these guys. So we'll start that off, and that should start to build up their progress towards this attack plan. To a maximum of 44% preparation. But we need to get more units in there first as well. So we'll keep building that up. I'm not really liked any of the national decisions. There's really real benefit to work these, improved working conditions, but you just lose factory output, which doesn't seem worthwhile. Some of these things just don't really seem worthwhile, so I just kind of left them as they are. I'm not going to spend my diplomatic influence doing them. I don't think they're going to help me. Okay, let's start going a little bit faster. Obviously, we are currently nationally focusing Italy first. You get the choice on your focus tree whether you basically join the Axis with the Pact of Steel or go for Italy on its own and form its own faction. Novus Imperium Romanum. I guess that's New Imperial Rome, I guess. And then from that, I'm going to go war with Greece. That's what I want to do. Defeat these Greeks, and it will just complete my little territory, my little Mediterranean empire will start to build. Obviously, it's nice because the more places you capture, the more equipment you start to get to build up, because you can start to produce more with your military factories. Obviously, I've now got 43 military factories, which is a pretty decent amount, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm tempted to take some of these dockyards off and change from destroyers. Or do we really need quite this many destroyers being deployed? Who knows? The bulk of the rest of our army is obviously bordered against the French, to try and sort of at least hold them back and possibly push up to this river line if there's when the Germans declare war on the French. That's kind of my thinking anyway. So let's get back into fast forward mode and see how we get on. Continue. We'll have to wait for some more of our units to get deployed over here. Oh, like that, like we've got a tank deployed. So it should be. Yes, we've got 60 light tanks, the newer L6 light tanks. And we've got some of the Yugoslavian equipment that's been deployed with us. Some Pushka M24s. But anyway, that division can join the Greeks, and that should be automatically now deployed and placed up on the border. Exactly what we want. Italy seeks extensive military pact. Italy leads the way. So we are now Italy first. I think we are now basically in our own faction, that means. I don't know if there's a faction map. Perhaps not. Yes. Oh, and I think Bulgaria joined us. That was it. I forgot about that bit. Oh no, I don't want that. What map mode was I on? Can I go back to a normal map mode? I've broken it! Ah, there we go. So, Bulgaria has actually joined my faction. So we've now got the Bulgarians with us, which is pretty cool. I don't know if I can tell them to do anything, but you know, we're expanding our little empire. The Anschluss of Austria. Ah, it's going to increase world tension because the Germans have now merged with Austria. Obviously 1930. I think I have it in March in real life, so it's a little bit early. But obviously this is good for our war against the Greeks because it means we've now got more units possibly ready to border the war. So let's slow down because I'm going too fast. So what we need to do is national focus. 70 days and we can go to war with the Greeks. Or I think that gives us a conquest. We then have to set up the casus belli probably. It'll probably take a bit longer, but we probably want a bit more time to array a few more units on the front line anyway. So we can do another technology. So this is one of our air doctrine technologies. I think we now get the choice. So we can have fighter Asian initiative. Or... Ooh. So increased mission efficiency on air superiority. Or increased chance of fighter races. I think we'll probably have increased efficiency in that sense. And we'll go for that. Okay, so let's start fast forwarding again a little bit. I don't know how long I'm going to run this video for. I haven't really thought about that, to be honest. I suppose I should also say if you're new to the channel or to this thing, this is not the sort of normal video we do, but something we're going to be looking at doing a bit more regularly, perhaps, if people enjoy it. Obviously, the main focus of the channel is Total War Arena, and it is definitely going to be staying that way because I still absolutely love the game. I can't get enough of it, and yeah, definitely going to be sticking with that. So we can encrypt or decrypt. Is that really very useful? I don't know if I'm really interested in that. It's 1938 now, so we can start to improve our infantry equipment and support weapons. Okay, let's start getting some of this stuff upgraded. And we're going to finish our next thing in a second. Our construction. Lots of researchers finishing off. So that was just to improve my machine tools. Oh no, it's this one. Construction speed and factory repair speed. We could do this to gain resources more efficiently, possibly. But I think we're going to go over to the infantry support one and start doing infantry support weapons. Infantry defense look and more breakthrough stuff, so it seems worthwhile. So, back to fast forward. Have we got any more units deployed out here? Oh yes, another 2 whole infantry divisions. I'm going to assign that to that part. Should start to give them a bit more strength. And look, the Greeks have had to spread themselves thinner as the Bulgarians are now lining themselves up on the flanks. And our infantry divisions are coming over by train. Let's see what we want. I've not encountered any rebels yet. I'm not sure if that's something I'm going to encounter at some point. Which could be a problem, I guess. But we shall see. Maybe we should start to think about recruiting another couple of infantry divisions. We have the resources available to us, I think, so let's do it. We'll add 2 more. You may want to warn me if if I've gone massively over top on this. Let's say, I'm not sure I'm going to keep this as like a long-term Let's Play series with Italy necessarily. I don't know, I haven't really thought all this sort of bit through. I was just doing it because I wanted to play the game myself and thought I might as well record it if we're going to do it. What did I just do for a research slot? So yeah, let me know if you want to perhaps continue this as a thing, or we could do something else. Ground assault, army breakthrough, and soft attack plus. Yeah, okay, seems worthwhile doing. That, and we've got, obviously we must have finished a national research which gave us a 50% time reduction, a national focus which gave us a time reduction on that ability. Yeah, or we could do sort of short videos where I edit it a bit more, maybe as a Plains Luxembourg, and we go through the different national focuses and things like that. Or do sort of more fun video, or we could have like a long-running Let's Play series, perhaps more like I was watching Legend of Total War, who I did a collaboration with earlier. He does quite a lot of Hearts of Iron stuff. He's got a pretty cool Italy campaign going. He does like hour-long episodes. I don't know if I can quite manage that long. I don't know if I can do that, but yeah, it'll be kind of cool, I think. So I'm also thinking maybe we should start to deploy some airplanes. What have we got in reserves? So fighters-wise, we have 400, quite a few. Close air support, we have 200. So if we're going to do it, let's do it. So add a new air wing. We want these guys. Can I select how many? I'll control click. 100. And then ground support, close air support. Oh, okay. I think we have to OK that and then add another new air wing. And then we'll add 100 of them. Cool. So that should give us enough for our Greek campaign. We should easily be able to overwhelm anything the Greeks can buy, planes and things that the Greeks can field with that. So that gives us the war with the Greek national focus complete. So firstly, we've got an available war guard, or we can just straight out declare war. Ah, but the United Kingdom is guaranteeing Greece. That is interesting. So by just directly declaring war, we may end up going into conflict with the British, which is something I don't know if I'm really ready for, particularly as we're such a long way away from the Germans joining in the war and getting involved in the war with the United Kingdom as well. Okay, let's think about that then. Let's hang on for that for the moment. What about if we can declare or start to justify a war goal? Start to think about trying to justify a war goal. 46 political power. Okay, if I do that, it takes 230 days. Well, we might as well do it. Okay, do we go to war with the Greeks or not? I don't know. Let's just hang on, I think, and then let's look about what else we can do. We can befriend Turkey. Well, I don't really want to do that because eventually I want to be looking to conquer Turkey, to be honest. So what else have we got? We can look at modernising the army. And we've just got basically various effects that are going to improve our research bonus for various different aircrafts, jet engine, or we've got basically a naval one, a fleet one. We've done all those ones. Okay, so I think really our best bet is going to be start going down the army modernisation ones, I think. Okay, let's do that. Then we'll think about this war with the Greeks. Obviously, the British have got most of North Africa, so we're going to have to send reinforcements across to North Africa. So we need to hang on till at least we start to get some more divisions up and running. Got to get these places moving over to Genoa, and then from Genoa we can get these sent over to sort of the North African. So we've got some colonial divisions garrisoned in Tobruk. So maybe we could start to establish a front line against the British here. At least we can hold on to our Italian holdings in North Africa. So that's kind of what we want to be doing. We've finished oil processing. Which will improve our refineries basically. Let's have a look down here. Anything else that wants to be researched down here? It's well ahead of the time. Special forces, not that bothered about that. I don't really get the point in any of these. I've not got any of these researched or anything yet, so I'm not really bothering to use any of them in my templates yet. So that's why we've kind of ignored that. I was kind of ignoring the heavy tank line. I was going more for the medium tank line. So we'll wait that. We'll wait till we get to 1939. We could look at doing the next artillery. That's probably worthwhile doing because we've got a 50% modifier, so it's only 76 days anyway. So that's worthwhile, I think. Okay, let's leave them there. Let's continue fast forwarding as we go through May. It's a shame we can't destroy them. Right, we've got quite a bit of government political power we can spend to improve some of our things by the looks of it. We can add a tank designer, research time, reliability plus 5%, okay, worth having. I'm not really putting much into my navy at the moment, to be honest. A theorist, air experience gain, doctrine, research time down, assault aviation, army experience gain, grand battle plan, doctrine minus 10%. I think that really strikes me as being all that useful for a start. We've got some more stuff. What's the high command stuff? Tactical bombing army division recovery rate 4%. That'll be useful. Not bothered about cavalry. Really? Air combat, air regeneration chance 10%. Could be useful. Anti-submarine. Not bothered about that. Naval anti-air attack. Capital ship attack could be useful. Bomber interception attack, interception defense, interception agility. That seems worthwhile. It's like a fighter one, isn't it? So we'll have that as well. Okay, back to fast forwarding. While we wait for more of our stuff to get done. The fall of Nanjing. So China's having a bit of a rough time of it against the Japanese. I'm liking our Italian Empire. It looks pretty cool. Pretty pleased with how things are going. I would like to try and have a war before. Should we just go for Greece? No, we'll hang on. Wait. Right. Logic says to wait. Got a while before we get our next divisions deployed, so we're keeping our fast forward going. Because once we start to get more men put out, we can send them over to North Africa to defend. Before we end up with a war against the British. We might end up just in a war solely against the British. I don't know if they're going to bring their whole faction with them. Allies, it's Australia, Canada, New Zealand, South Africa, British Raj and British Malaysia. So we're actually allied with France currently. So maybe we should go for Greece before they do that. But I kind of want the Germans to declare war on Poland. And then how long is... you see, now they're even independent, guaranteeing the Kingdom of Hungary. Okay, I think... We'll wait for our next couple of divisions deployed. Honestly, that's what we're going to do. We'll wait for the next couple of divisions deployed, get them to the North Africa to hold the British off, and then we are invading Greece. So I want you to go forwards. I don't think we'll assign you as a whole division yet. Well, not with the one man. Well, we can see the desert down here. Is these all movable, traversable territory? It kind of looks like it is actually, doesn't it? Okay. Keep on fast forward as we move up. So it's a bit of a waiting game. Infantry equipment researched. So I don't really want to be doing the next thing. It's going to take a long time because it's kind of ahead of the times. But we've got our other one researching. Okay, so we're pretty happy with that. We could start researching anti-tank, but I don't think we really have any anti-tank equipment in the field, to be honest. So I don't think there's a lot of point necessarily in doing that. We could definitely research perhaps our next unit of destroyers, because we're producing so many, we might as well have at least quality destroyers, I suppose. Our support weapons is finished. It's obviously not something that we're producing. Support equipment obviously doesn't count as support weapons. Destroyer organisation plus 10. Oh, okay, that seems worthwhile. Just a destroyer one, basically, because we've now built so many destroyers, and we've got another modified government available. Ground support plus 15. Tactical bombing seems kind of worth it. Yeah. Made a decision. Okay, we've got our 2 infantry, and we've modernised our army. What more could we want? So let's set our next national focus. So what we're going to go for that gives us special forces. Not really that bothered about special forces, to be honest. I don't really need a war goal against UK because I'm going to go to war with the UK anyway. I can't do that now because I've taken too long. I guess we could befriend Romania. Kingdom of Romania gains Italian, gains national special. We just like a Romania. It doesn't join our country or anything, which isn't kind of all that useful, is it? What are we going to go for? Maybe we should be starting to add all these things and get oil. Yeah, let's do that then. Okay, so we've got 3 military factories. We must have built one. We have with our ships. We've built another military factory. So what we're going to put it towards? We're generally producing quite a lot of things that I'm pretty happy with. What could we have that we want more of? More tanks, maybe? More bombers? More infantry equipment? I'm pretty happy with the amount of fighters we're deploying now. We seem to have lots of tanks deployed. So maybe start to build a few more tactical bombers. Oh, that's more of this, more support equipment. Seems wise, probably. And we're not building enough military factories. Oh, and our synthetic refineries have been built. Oh, interesting. Let's build another 2 of them. Let's have a quick look at our trade then. So that means we are now extracting 6, exporting 1, and trading for 40, so it's giving us plus 5. It's still not enough to get rid of a trade option, is it? We've got plus 8 rubber, so we can drop a rubber. Okay, so that gives us back a few more civilian factories, I think. Yeah, it gave us another 3 civilian factories back. Cool. Oh, no we didn't. Oh no, we overdid it. We overdid it. We'll have to get rubber back now. Okay, we obviously got a bit carried away. No point taking rubber from the British. We only need 2 civilian factories worth, that's why. To bring us back to 0. So it's improved the situation slightly. Okay, and these 2 guys here can now move over to North Africa. To Tobruk. We'll wait till they get there and then we are definitely going to war with Greece. Hopefully it hasn't been independence guaranteed by France. No, it hasn't. I reckon we should be able to beat the Greeks along this front, particularly with the Bulgarians as support. I think we should be able to do it, hopefully. So let's wait for our reinforcing units to arrive before we go to war with the Greeks. Okay. So we don't want the entrenched one. You. Just get them moved up. And then we'll probably set them as like a mini division. We finished a research, Grand Assault. And then we've got options of a mechanised assault. This is like lots of attack or infiltrations, like obviously more careful assault, I think. I guess they're mutually exclusive. We'll go for... Yeah, I'll go for that one. Cool, it's a decision. Start to slow things down a little bit. Okay, so these guys are going to form into a new army. I'm going to set them with, give them a front line of here for my 3 little divisions, and we'll assign them just to a basic commander, maybe someone who's got inflexible plus defense, because obviously we're just going to be holding the line. We don't need to do anything else. Cool. Facing off against the British. Hopefully we've got enough forces to be able to hold there. So just give them a little bit of time to dig in, perhaps. And build up their organisation slightly, because they're not quite ready yet. And we've finished our artillery technology. Do the next one, which gives quite an improvement to artillery's abilities. Yeah, let's do that. Outdated equipment in production. We've got our old artillery, so we can now put. It's going to really hamper production. It is indeed a bit of upgrading to do. So we'll just give these guys a bit of a chance to get ready, and then we are going to war with the Greeks, probably start of August. We are questioning the sovereignty of Hungary. Can't quite declare war yet, we've still got a bit more time before our justification is ready. Finishes at the end of 1938. But we're soon going to be at war with the Greeks, it's going to be interesting. We should probably think about adding in some fighter aircraft over here. Oh, did that add them? No, it didn't. I pressed the wrong button. Right, let's do that. Oh, 101. Oh, it's going to annoy me. Damn it. Well, okay, we've got 101 there to try and defend. So let's think about getting these guys set up properly then. So they're going to be on an air superiority mission. These guys are going to be on air superiority and ground support, close air support. Everyone else, fighters, are going to be on an air interception probably. That's basically what we want. We want to be on an air interception. They're your naval bombers, aren't you? Okay, we'll leave all them. So, just keep going to the end of August, and then we'll go to war and see how badly it goes. It's going to be the first sort of proper war, I think, where it's actually going to be tough. 31 days in July, isn't there? Okay, so it's 1 o'clock on the 1st of August, and it's time for war. Conquer. Italy declared war on Greece. So has the British haven't yet come in, but I guess they're going to. So we've activated our war goal. He says called the United Kingdom as our enemy into the Italian-Greek War. Okay, oh Jesus. We're in a status quo. They definitely have more men available than we do. I'm not actually having that much luck across the frontier, are we, to be honest? And the Greeks join the Allies. National focus bypass, okay. I would assume that these call to arms. Yeah, definitely call our Bulgarian allies in to go to war with the Greeks down there as well. We've not yet been attacked by the British. They've called in South Africa. Oh god. It's escalating, it's escalating. Right, we need to do something with these guys. So these also need to have... We've got a front line, and then I don't know how this is going to work. Can I set an offensive line? I don't want to assign all the divisions to it. Is that possible? No? Or can I set another front line there as well? How many divisions have I now got assigned to this front line? 12 divisions. Can I maybe move a few of you? Oops, that was the wrong button. Oh, it's all going wrong. Can I move a few of you to this front line? How does that work? Ah, okay. So we'll assign 4 divisions to this line here and try and wipe the British out there. And then we've got the remainder of the divisions can face off against these guys here. They've just got enough men, they should be able to deal with that. And once we push the British out there, we can then turn our attention to the rest of this stuff. Because hopefully the... it's called Canada. Got to bring everyone into this bloody war. Oh yes, I would definitely accept any volunteers. Okay. So, oh dear, things are going badly. $24, 16, now I need 24 from the Russians. And we need to be buying oil from probably the Russians as well, to be honest. We're not having that much luck against naval invasion. What are they invading? Oh, roads. Oh. What are they ships wise? It's cool. Everyone is joining this bloody war. Sorry, I seem to be gaining military factories. I've gained a military factory which are going to produce... To be honest, I think we're probably just going to go into fighter aircraft. Whew, research slot available. Air support mission efficiency, hunt and destroy. Volunteers and transfer. Insufficient resources. Have we not started to trade with Russia yet? It's not. Absolutely everyone is joining the war, which is the problem. Are they? Hopefully they're not going to send anyone else into the war. All the little allied countries are basically joining the war. Right, we've got some submarines engaging and 4 little destroyers engaging a cruiser. Oh dear. It's only going to end one way, isn't it? British Malaysia and British India. God. And they've captured Rhodes. Okay. I would say things are going badly. I think this is a lesson in defeat. The Bulgarians are making some progress. Doing better than me by the looks of it. Looks like that didn't go very well. We lost 5 submarines, I think. And they lost nothing. Okay, we're going to have to pull back to another Italian naval base somewhere else. And we are now actually losing ground to the Greeks. Dear, this isn't going how I had envisioned it. Oh, the Italian-Spanish Civil War has finally ended. I'm not doing a very good job of holding back these... these guys, are we? I want to assign an offensive line. And then activate it. I don't know why they do sometimes the computer just does like really rash attacks, so like it's obviously going to lose that attack, so why bother doing it? It just attacks, I guess it just attacks the nearest unit, whatever, whether it's going to win or not, which I guess is what's been happening with the Greeks. Which is why we sort of ended up pulling back along some of these lines, I've looked at. So the enemy has air superiority in Italy. Do I not have any aircraft in Italy? Well, that's stupid, isn't it? So let's start deploying fighters. Deploy 200 fighters to Italy. Oh, we've got a bit of time till they arrive. And 6 German divisions have arrived in Latium. These guys can, those fresh divisions can join the Greek campaign. Do we have any control over them? No, we don't. They control themselves. Okay, it's unfortunate. Let's wait for these guys to arrive. It's going to make quite a big impact. We need to defend ourselves in Italy, obviously. So we've now got 200 against their active enemy fighters. So hopefully we can start to actually have a chance there. In Greece, how are things going? It's got 400 support planes. Wow. Okay. That is a lot, isn't it? How many fighters have they got? Only 30 fighters. 342 bombers. 400. Oh my god. Okay, can we see some statistics for this? Our fighter losses 5, enemy support losses 1 and 1 fighter. That's not quite going as I had planned. Okay. Wow. Start to assign more planes to the Italian defence. So we can start to overwhelm them a little bit more. Okay. At least we're winning the Italian air war. Our unit's having a terrible time advancing, but the Bulgarians are doing a good job. They'll obviously be relied upon to put up a stout resistance. And they've finished off some of the Italian units completely there by the looks of it. Have we contained the British over here? It looks like we about have. And we're starting to retake some of their territory at least. Forcing these guys back to the coast. It's only 1 division. Surely we can kill it. I would hope. And we've got 2 divisions there. And British troops are now starting to land in Greece as well. Look, I think this may be a lesson in how not to conduct a campaign. Let's have a look at how the air war is going. No casualties at all there. In Greece, we've lost 9 fighters and 1 support for their 2 fighters, 2 bombers and 1 support. Why are we taking so many more casualties than them? Our average air attack is lower than their air defence. Ah. You'd think our fighters would be able to do a good job. Perhaps just so many enemy aircraft are just kind of outnumbered all the time. Can try and increase that, but I fear this is a losing campaign, and we've just had a lesson in how not to win. Obviously, our German divisions have made it to the front now, which obviously we desperately needed. The Russians obviously aren't doing a very good job of delivering what we wanted in terms of oil. Hopefully that'll give us enough oil. Because we're going to import more from the Soviet Union. But how is the war? Not exactly could be described as superbly well, could it? Looks like we're winning the air war. We're still losing our fighters. I don't know why though. Cardiac detection 17. Enemy mission efficiency 20. Our average mission efficiency 76. So you think we'll be able to be doing a lot better. But we're still losing the air war in Greece. And actually in our home turf, in Italy itself. Against some old bloody gladiators. Anyone know why? Why am I doing so badly there? I'm still trying to push the Greek divisions out by the looks of it. As the British are arriving with more and more troops, it's going to get harder and harder. So we're slowly starting to drive the British troops back over here. We should be able to take their port city. I would have thought that would cut off their supplies. Finished Italian highways. Oh god. France has just joined us. Joined the war. Okay. It's Italy and Bulgaria. And now France has just joined the war. So we've got about 400,000 wielded manpower. And they have got 1.7 to 2.1 million. Are France going to be attacking across the front line? Yes? Are we going to lose? I don't know, but things aren't looking good, are they? I think that might be the point of when I'm going to end it and say, I think we'll end this video here and say, I shouldn't have gone to war with Greece. My earlier hesitations were right. I think here's what I should have done. I should have waited for the Germans to get stuck in a war with the French. That way it would have given me more time to reinforce the Greek peninsula. I think if I'm going to do it, you've got to do it quickly. Drive the Greeks out of Greece before the British can really send reinforcements. I need to probably have more of a naval presence around Rhodes so it can defend the Greek peninsula better, because we obviously got quite a few battleships and stuff around here. So just not been utilising, don't really understand it, not got any of the naval people applied, you know, anything like that. So we need to get all that sort of stuff in. And I can probably get more units into North Africa, because look, we're now being driven out of here and we're just going to be falling back to Tobruk and beyond. And once it starts to open up, I think we're just going to get absolutely mullered. And we've now got the French on this side as well. So, yeah, I think we need to be working harder, getting more units built up before we get stuck into a war. So, thank you for watching my sort of attempt at learning to play Hearts of Iron 4, which hasn't gone very well. But still, I'm going to be carrying on, trying to get the hang on this a little bit more, and starting to hopefully have some slightly better quality videos on this as we keep going forwards. If you'd like to see more videos on Hearts of Iron, or any of the Paradox games, I know there's like EU4 and Crusader Kings and stuff, which I've dabbled in but not really played that much, then please let me know in the comments down below. I'd be really interested to know. So, thanks for watching guys, and I shall see you all on the next video.